All right, welcome, welcome. Ongoing Adventures of 3 Whiskey Bravo. To the 2 or 3 people that have watched this channel, all of whom I suspect are either friends of or related to me, you may be surprised to see that we're not on initiating descent and approach. I figure every once in a while I'll mix it up and do a video of a takeoff instead of a landing. And this is one such occasion. Having survived our brush with death last night, way too close of a call with a controlled flight into terrain, that was entirely my fault. We're still in Coeur d'Alene. Spent the night. Weather's turned dramatically. It was beautiful yesterday, cool and clear skies. Very different picture today, as you can see. Cloudy, rain. We are getting ready to take off for Duluth, Minnesota. About a 3 hour and 20 minute flight, about 1,000 miles. Pre-programmed in the flight plan into the ForeFlight app at this point already. Weather in Duluth, winds in Duluth anyway, would seem to suggest an approach from the west towards the east. So we'll see if that's still the case when we get closer, but that's what the plan is. I see an airplane out there. Okay, so let's fire up 3 Whiskey Bravo. Move up the crash bar, set our generator. Battery.
Radio Doppler November 343 Whiskey Bravo IFR to Duluth, ready to copy. Doppler November 343 Whiskey Bravo is cleared to Duluth Airport as filed. Climb and maintain 11,000 feet. Departure frequency is 132.1 squawk 2236. Clearance point 30 minutes from now.
We're getting our IFR clearance.
Doppler November 343 Whiskey Bravo cleared to Duluth Airport as filed. Climb and maintain 11,000 feet. Departure is 132.1 squawk 2236. Clearance point 30 minutes from now.
Just getting set up here. Shouldn't take more than
Whiskey Bravo,
a few more seconds.
Correct.
All right. So, let's get the flight stick over here. I did order the honeycomb, or it was ordered for me, I'm told, as a birthday gift. And, but it won't be here for, oh God, weeks and weeks, I should think. Set our correct altimeter as 2953. Pressure's dropped pretty significantly, which is consistent with this lousy weather. And let's go ahead and fire it up. We will, ignition's already set to auto. We'll do starter on, and then we'll watch our NG percentage. Once that gets to 13, we'll move our throttle setting to low idle. Right now, whoops. Some of the default positions can be problematic. Once now the NG percentage gets to the green zone, which is about 52-53%, we'll switch to high idle and then to taxi. Right now. Well, looks like we got a engine failure.
Aural warning, okay.
Or at least a failure to start up properly. Let's try that again. That might have been because when I jumped into the sim, the throttle quadrant was inaccurately set. So let's try that again. Hold on one second. Reinitiate the ignition starter. Ignition's at auto. Starter. Let's try that again. Prop will start to spin there. Again, we'll watch it. 13. Oil PSI's good now. NG's good. Low idle. Monitor that NG percentage, get that up to 52, 53 once it's in that green section right here. All right, just about there. All right, let's try that again. There we go. Okay, now we're in business. Outside air temperature 17 degrees. Kind of a cool, gloomy, rainy day. Activate our pitot heat. Every possibility we'll need that. Now remember, there's no tower at this airport. So we'll see how ATC handles guiding me to the active runway. I don't really need pushback, so we'll skip that. Let's see, tune KCOE traffic. Let's get the weather before we do and find out what confirm the winds from the south.
Visibility, tree and heavy rain. Sky condition, few clouds at 700 feet, few clouds at 4,500 feet, few clouds at 11,600 feet. Temperature, 11C dew point, 10C altimeter, 2953.
That's interesting. The
Kilo Charlie Oscar.
Did you hear the temperature was listed as 11, but here on the screen, the outside air temperature is listed as 17. Strange. We'll announce our taxi intentions.
Kilo Charlie Oscar Echo traffic, Docker November Tree 4 Tree Whiskey Bravo is taxiing to runway 2.
Runway 2? Okay. If you look at it sounds to me like the automated weather observation system, AWOS, is completely wrong, because it said that, what did it say? Confirm that. The winds were from, I don't believe they said the winds were from the north or northeast, but that's what we're showing. That's why they want us to go to runway 2. Well, let's go outside for a second and see if we've got any. Nothing. We got bupkis. All right. Well, this is interesting. All right, we're going to have to handle this ourselves, but luckily we have a map of the airport right in front of us. Runway 2 is here, starts here, takes off that way. So if you look at this map of the airport, what we'll do is, and luckily I have a map of the airport, this is taxiway Delta. So we will taxi, and this is taxiway Foxtrot. So we will taxi via Foxtrot to Delta down to runway 2 and then take off in that direction. All right, so we'll fire it up here. Turn our taxi lights first. Okay. So right now we're facing in the direction we want to go, but there's no way to get there unless I can't make it out. I don't think this is a way to get there. So we'll basically turn around, turn right on Foxtrot, right on Delta. Turn around. Use those feet. Deactivate the parking brake, dummy. Ah! Watch out for airport vehicles. Watch out for airplanes. Watch out for vans. Holy Moses. So we'll see. You see this thing bouncing around here? This gave me some problems yesterday. I had to turn it off, which caused additional problems because by deactivating this... Oh, now we got blues. All right. I swear to God, the AI in this game is going to be the death of me. It's basically telling me to do exactly what I just said, which is taxi via Foxtrot to Delta. Now we're on Foxtrot now, and we're turning right onto Delta. Anyway, so yes, that's the taxiway we're on now, and you can see this down here on the MFD, taxiing down Delta to the active runway. Anyway, I hope that I don't get any more trouble from the AI on this thing. This 0.37. You see this little marker? That didn't go off yesterday. It did not turn off. Normally, it deactivates when I get to the active runway and I start my takeoff roll. But yesterday it didn't. So for the first 5-10 minutes of the flight, I'm seeing this number here, which represents how far my takeoff position is, just getting bigger and bigger as I flew farther and farther from the runway. So I just turned it off. Well, somehow turning it off also deactivated the AI handling the ATC, which I is what I do. And I'll be honest, one reason I do is sometimes I'll step away from the PC during the flight, especially on longer flights, and I don't want to miss a handoff to another radio frequency, so the AI handles that. And when it's not able to, it can complicate your flight because your IFR plan ends up getting canceled by ATC. Anyway, here we are at runway 02. I don't know if you noticed the windsock. There it is. That's kind of cool. So, make sure there's no airplane. Oh! Is this guy on final? I don't know. Let's check our MFD. Zoom out. I'm waiting to see him. Normally any aircraft in the area will populate onto this screen. Well, we will anyway get set up for takeoff here. There were a few published departures out of Coeur d'Alene, but they were all goofy on the setup page. They did not make sense. So I'm just departing direct, which isn't a big problem on an airplane that can climb as fast as this one can. Just reconfirming, should have had the inertial separator on before we taxied. But we don't think we ever got above 10-15 knots, so that's not critical. We're definitely going to encounter icing conditions, there's no question about that, so we'll be ready. Airplane is pressurized, just our standard checklist. We've already got the autopilot all prepped and ready. The climb rate of, oops, I lied. No, this is why we do checklists. With a climb rate of 1,800 feet per minute. We did program in the altitude, however. I know we were only cleared up to 11,000, but I always do 1,000 feet higher because the ATC never checks in until you're like 5 seconds from being cleared higher still. And this is simpler. Verify flaps are set to takeoff. Checklists really are important. Lights for entering the runway. Okay. We'll see how long it takes us to get off the ground, or once we get off the ground, how long it takes us to deal with going into IMC. I don't think it's going to take long. All right. And again, I'm just looking for that airplane. He's not, I don't see him anymore. So, wow, oh, there he is. Okay, he's not on final. Wow, it is a dark day. I mean, it's UTC 1724. It's 10:24 hours here in Southern California. So here in Idaho, Mountain Time, 11:30 in the morning. Alright, let's taxi out onto the runway. I did adjust the sensitivity on my rudder pedals again. So that necessitates me getting used to them still. I just want this to go away. Okay, runway 2. Oh, yay, it went away. Okay, runway 2. Make our left onto it. Okay. Good. Okay. I think we are good to go. So, we'll stop recording here on the climb out after, I don't know, 3 or 4 minutes after we get up. I'm just noticing the windsock suggests that we have a tailwind or a partial tailwind, which is consistent with what appears here. So this is unusual. I don't normally want to take off with a tailwind, but this is the runway to which I was told to go. In all honesty, I'd rather take off in the opposite direction, but I'm going to deem it safe for takeoff this time. Up we go! Wait a minute. You see this goddamn thing? What is this latest problem? Why is it doing this? I'm so irritated. Oh man. Alright. Hey listen, you're gonna see everything about this sim, good and bad. This is very irritating. I'm heading over to this stupid line. I would be happy to turn off the navigational aids, but I don't want to lose ATC. I really don't need the navigational aids. That taxi ribbon. I really don't. I can. It definitely makes it more complicated, but I can do it. But I need AI to handle the air traffic control. I really... Look, you see what's going on? Here we are again. That airplane just landed, by the way, on. Yeah. I mean, it went away, but now it's going to come back as soon as I taxi off of it. I don't know what this is all about. Well, look, I'm going to take off and then I'll show you what happens. Let's go. You'll see it. 6-knot tailwind. Yowzers. See? See how that just popped up? Watch. I mean, that is annoying as fuck. Gee. 75 knots, 80 knots, and rotate. Sync that heading bug. Activate autopilot. Gear is up. Autopilot's good. Yeah, you see, this is totally intolerable. Master caution, referencing yaw damper needs to be on, which it is now. Inertial separator's on, which we want. Or we wanted for takeoff, but we don't need any more. Clear of the airport. A little bit hot there on the engine, no problem. And we'll activate nav, start our right turn to intercept our magenta line. Lousy weather today. And I wish that I could get rid of this, which I can get rid of it, but the only question is, if I go to, well, look, you can see for yourself, assistance. If somebody sees this and knows what I'm doing wrong, just tell me. Navigation aids, taxi ribbon, off. Apply and save, back in. Now it's gone, but if it's like it was yesterday, so too is gone the AI handling the air traffic control. So frustrating, very frustrating. We're completely IMC now. Well, I guess we can barely make out the ground, but that's disappearing fast. Flaps, dummy. Oh, what the hell was that? Oh my god. That freaked me out. The whole screen went white. I thought it was some crash to desktop. Anyway, you can see now on the MFP we're intercepting this line. Got a lot of gas, 113 gallons to the left, 111 gallons to the right. Because we had a long flight. And it seems to burn gas faster than I would like. A lot of rain. Wow, I don't know if you can see the rain going over the windshield here. That's awesome. Oh, that's... I landed in some rain in Central America, but this is very heavy. Ooh, and lightning all over the place. Climbing 1,800 feet per minute, 150 knots, 33 knot tailwind. Are you kidding me? Now 36 knot tailwind? Jesus, we're barely off the ground. That's awesome. Wow. Wow. Obviously completely IMC. We are basically in a wind tunnel with a fire hose attached to the other end of it. Now a 43 knot tailwind. Barely after takeoff. Chilly, and it's already 4 degrees. Heater on. 10,000 feet now. Vertical speed is jumping around. I mean, we're obviously this sim can't replicate G-forces, but I assure you, I have instructed the AI to climb at no more than 1,800 feet per minute, and yet look at this, 2,400. And it's wrestling to bring it back to 18. This is really bad weather. Hopefully we climb out on top of it here soon. I wouldn't want to leave you all in suspense, so let's wait and see if we climb out on top of it. Some heavy duty weather though, that's for sure. Let's see if this crashes us to death job. This has been a persistent thorn in my side. Wow, okay. Oh my god, it's bouncing around so much I can't even hit the right button. So you saw that red on the weather radar. Oh, Jesus, you see? Oh, yep, see? We got the same ATC problem. I just noticed that we leveled out at 12,000 because we never been given further instructions to climb because the stupid ATC's not working.
Air November 343 Whiskey Bravo Spokane departure continue to Cab Gas Plan. Altimeter 29.53.
Come on, give me some climb instructions. No, this is turning into a nightmare. Alright, I'm just going to climb to what I know to be my cruising altitude, 31,000. This is an excellent example about just how frustrating this game can be. Not because it's not...
Air Tree Whiskey Bravo, contact Seattle Center on 123.905.
Let's see if this helps. The frustrations I'm feeling are because the AI isn't working. You know, it isn't with the graphics, it isn't with the scenery, it isn't with the displays or the instruments. It's with the fact that the little stupid bugs like this, where I have to deactivate things and navigational aids. Nothing about turning off taxi ribbons should turn off ATC.
Descending 11,000 feet.
Descending? I'm not descending.
Delta November 343 Whiskey Bravo, Seattle Center, continue to capture as planned.
Oh man.
Altimeter 29.54.
Wow. What a hot mess. If the ATC was working, this would be completely normal. Everything about this departure would be perfectly normal. We're climbing out, we're at 14,000, 170 knots. But we're dealing with an issue. It just also happens to be complicated. There's the icing. It just happens to be complicated by the fact that we're in horrible weather with a 46, look at it, 46 knot tailwind. And basically now climbing without authorization to our cruising altitude. Let's get the anti-icing stuff on. Windshield. Prop de-ice. Let's check the wings.
Delta Tree Whiskey Bravo, please expedite your descent to 11,000 feet.
Nope. Sorry. Not gonna do it. If I cancel IFR and then retry, let's see how that works.
Seattle Center, Delta Tree Whiskey
Obviously, in
Bravo.
real life, you would never cancel IFR in complete IMC at 16,000 feet, but
Delta Tree Whiskey Bravo, IFR flight plan is canceled. Radar service terminated.
I'm trying to do workarounds.
Squawk 01E200. Maintain VFR. Frequency change approved.
Maintain VFR. This isn't exactly VFR. Okay, now let's say retry with last IFR plan. Let's see if that gets us back.
Seattle Center, Delta November
But if they tell me to
343
descend to
Whiskey
11,000
Bravo,
feet
flight
again, I'm
mile
just,
southeast
it ain't gonna happen.
077, request IACOR to Duluth, ready to copy.
Really very bad
Whiskey
weather.
Bravo is cleared to Duluth Airport as filed. Squawk 2236.
We're just bouncing. Well, I cannot imagine what this would feel like inside the aircraft. I mean, what a mess.
Delta Tree Whiskey Bravo, please acknowledge.
Delta November Tree
I
43
swear.
Whiskey Bravo, cleared to Duluth Airport as
They don't
filed.
start fixing some of this stuff soon.
2236.
The Adventures of 3 Whiskey Bravo might,
Delta Tree Whiskey Bravo, read back correct. Radar contact 17,900 feet. Altimeter 29.54, continue to Kepka, turning and following heading 060, resume on navigation climb and maintain flight level 290.
okay, at least we got the altitude issue solved. That workaround by canceling the IFR and then retrying it got us out of that loop that we were in.
Delta Tree Whiskey Bravo, please acknowledge.
Oh my god, you gotta be shitting me.
Continue to Kepka, turning and following heading 060, resume on navigation climb and maintain flight level 290.
I cannot believe that
Delta
we're
Tree
still
Whiskey Bravo.
in the soup. I mean, we're at 20,000 feet and there's just no sign of coming out on top of it. We were totally iced over on our wings. Airframe de-ice. Watch this. I'll leave that on. As long as we're in this pea soup, minus 12 Celsius. Lightning, icing conditions. We got to get on top of this weather. 51 knot tailwind. This has got everything. I mean, this This has got screwed up ATC. The AI UI is not working. We're in a freaking hurricane, 55 knot, now 60, almost 60 knot tailwind. That jumped up to 59. I don't know if you spotted it. 53 knot tailwind right now. Icing conditions. I mean, this is insanity. Bouncing around. I wish I could figure out what is the problem with the taxi ribbon, deactivating the taxi ribbon assist, those blue arrows, also resulting in a loss of the AI handling the ATC. They're totally unrelated. Totally unrelated. And yet, oh my God. I have not had turbulence this bad since I was up in Alaska. I can't believe we still are completely IMC. Holy mackerel, this is... It's funny how you can play a game like this and feel anxiety. Might be settling down a little bit. 52 knot tailwind though still. Man, this tailwind, we get on top of this weather and the tailwind holds, we are gonna make really good time to Duluth. And I would not want to be in the back seat on this one. 58 knots now on the tailwind. 58 tailwind. All right, well, I'm going to check out now. We're at our usual half-hour episode length limit. I don't know if we're about to come out on top of these clouds. It's getting brighter. It's getting brighter. I don't know. Oh! I'm so glad I didn't get out of the... I'm so glad I didn't conclude the video. I apologize to my passengers who are absolutely soaked in vomit right now. I think we are just seconds from seeing that beautiful blue sky and getting on top of this very challenging weather. Still dealing with some lightning, but we are definitely climbing on top. Climbing on top, where we want to be. No fun being in this type of weather. It's one of the best features and advantages of commercial flying and flying in a high-performance airplane like this is you can get above the weather. I mean, imagine doing a flight like this, 300 miles, 500 miles, or longer, in a small plane that's not pressurized and can't climb on top. There we go. All right. Made it. Made it. Look at that. Look at that. Isn't that something? Beautiful, beautiful. Out of the mix. Turn off airframe de-ice. Keep our prop de-ice on for now. Still choppy. Still choppy, but nothing like before. In terms of being in that pea soup. Definitely the roughest air I've flown in though since Alaska. Alright, that's it for now. We'll do part... OMG. Did you hear the stall warning? Oh my God! There's somebody else going through this nightmare. See right there? Holy mackerel! I was just about to press stop on the video. This is crazy. Alright, anyway, I'll give you all an update for part 2 of the video when we get to Duluth. If we get to Duluth. LOL. By the way,
63 knot tailwind now. Wish me luck.